Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. Thank you guys for joining us. There are so many anomalous objects and things that just don't seem to make apparent sense around the world. And here you see this giant sphere. This thing weighs about 35 tons. It's 3.3 meters in diameter. And so this is over in a Bosnian forest. And you know, Bosnia, the more I look into it, the more fascinating it gets. It really does. There's a lot going on over in that area. And there's evidence of past civilizations over there, perhaps a lot of underground dwellings as well, for perhaps people that were escaping the last go round of all the just incredible climatic changes that we've seen. So as you see, this archaeologist is looking at the rock with great interest, a sphere unearthed in a forest believed to be part of an ancient civilization, or is it just a big rock? Oh, sure, that's natural. Yeah, I'm sure that's completely natural. Wink, wink. Yeah, no, I don't think so at all. Do you? You know, this is the most massive one they've found in Europe. And it's just fascinating because they only got half of the ball unearthed right now. So who made it? Why? And I understand that, there is the thought that some of these things could actually be mud fossils as well. As, I have watched, and Cindy and I have watched some of Roger's videos, and we've seen a lot of stuff out there that looks very, very much like, leftover pieces of bodies. That is for sure. Some interesting joints, that go together, and that might be part of a leg that's, who knows, 10 feet across. It's just incredible what's out there. Our history is so not what we have been told. Here we see, why can't anyone work out the mystery of Costa Rica's stone spheres? So again, is this naturally occurring, or are these, something that were manufactured? They are found all over. There's no definitive answers. They've been studied by scholars, archaeologists, and scientists. No one can really determine their origin. Lots of theories. Based on artifacts found near, it's estimated they were constructed 800 AD through the 1500s. But again, we've seen this before with other locations where, for instance, down in South America, certain groups, certain tribes that came much later are credited with actually building these amazing housing developments, so to speak, these megalithic structures, but they simply inhabited them, and they were there earlier. And the farther back you go, the higher the technology. So it does show again that we are a species that, we do have amnesia. We don't know exactly where we came from. We don't understand exactly what happened. We see the Moaraki boulders in New Zealand as well. So again, now we're finding these type of things all over the place. There were some of these as well up in Iceland. Some of these weigh several tons, and they can be over 6 feet wide. So what's going on with that? And here we see them in Siberia. Are they dinosaur eggs? Are they meteorites? Sign of an ancient civilization? What are these gigantic spheres that we see over and over and over again? And some of them, like here, we see 2.8 billion with a B year-old spheres found in South Africa. How are they made? In South Africa, of course, we think of the Anunnaki, we think of the gold mines. Why are there gold mines there that are predating when humans were supposed to be able to even do anything remotely like mining? It doesn't make sense with our current view of the world. It just doesn't make sense. Again, are all these things naturally formed? Well, let's look at something else that we see all over the world. We see these gigantic footprints in stone all over the world. Are these all faked? Some of them are out in the middle of jungles where hardly anybody goes. And they do appear to be very, very old in many, many cases. Is that just coincidentally? Is it a coincidence that this happens to look like toes and like a foot? Is that just a coincidence? Well, how about this one? And again, this is Michael Tellinger, who's done a ton of study into the Anunnaki. Fascinating subjects like Adam's calendar. And again, he's done a lot of working and looking into the whole gold mine situation. He does believe that the Anunnaki are real physical beings, because physical beings leave physical footprints, and these are physical, and that is a pretty damn impressive foot. That's about 4 foot long. And so if a human with a size 12 shoe there is a little bit over 6 feet tall, or maybe 6.5 feet tall for some taller guys there, then how big is this person? Well, if it's 4 feet, he must be at least 24 feet tall or so, you would figure. It just kind of goes. And again, it brings us to the talk of the Nephilim and the giants. And giants aren't just biblical. They're in every single culture around the world. Every single culture. And there are some benevolent and some malevolent. And, look at this. Look at this. I mean, how big is that foot? Is that a foot? It looks a lot like a foot. And so obviously this is vertical. At some point, must not have been vertical. Is this just a carving? Did, some tribe decide that they wanted to just sort of carve this, or did this form naturally in nature? This is massive. If this gentleman here is, say, even 5'5", wow, how big would this being be? We're talking probably over 100 feet tall. But, we actually have that referenced in the Bible of beings, of tremendous height. And we have the legends of the Titans, right? And we see this over here. And we have Hanuman, who was basically some think he might have been a Bigfoot or something like that. He was an ape man, very, very intelligent, and had amazing abilities. And one of the things he could do was, at will, he could increase or decrease the size of his physical body, according to legends. And there's Hanuman's footprints all throughout Southeast Asia, as we see. Just, pretty wild looking footprint. Again, this is vertical, this one. We have so many of these all over the globe. It's not like there's just one or two. So, was there a concerted effort all across the globe to, carve footprints in some big conspiracy? Or were there humanoid beings, maybe there still are, that are out there that were leaving these gigantic footprints all over the globe? So did giants once roam the earth? There's a ton of evidence that says yes. And when we look at, all the different cultures, again, you pick any area of the globe and there are legends of giants everywhere. As you see this one, and there's videos here as well for you guys to look at if you're interested. Everywhere that we see, Bushy Peak, Washington Township, everywhere, every single part of the globe, we find these things. And we even find them. Now, this one, if this one's real, then we really have to rewrite things. And this is the Delk print, and this one comes out of Texas. And here it's obvious that we have a human-shaped foot. And then there's what appears to be a dinosaur print going into the human footprint. So that would mean the dinosaur, came later. Okay, so then we have a lot to rewrite there as well. So, this will turn our scientific books upside down if this is not a fake. And it's pretty, fascinating to see this. Either our rock dating doesn't make any sense and it just doesn't work. Or perhaps both, everything that we've been told is complete bunk. So, there's fossilized tracks that were found, Jackson County, Kentucky, embedded in a layer of rock dating back to the Carboniferous period, about 359.2 to 299 million years ago. And there in the stone were found some assorted tracks, including 2 clear human footprints, as well as what looked like that of a horse and a bear, none of which had any business roaming the swamps of this prehistoric era. And there's so many anomalous ones going on here in Nevada as well. Yeah, there is most definitely a massive cover-up underway. But we are unraveling the pieces, so please do, guys, share your thoughts and your comments. Let's all work together to try to, uncover the true history of this planet, because it's a lot more interesting than what we have been told, for sure. Boy, I think it's a lot more interesting than what we have been told. And obviously, there's been a huge cover-up going on. So as always, my friends, like, share, subscribe. If you do have suggestions for other videos and other topics, please do give them. There's always new things to cover as we delve deeper and deeper and deeper into all these mysteries. Thank you also for your support on Patreon and also on Ko-Fi as well. God bless, my friends, and namaste.